flats. He hung up his coat and his hat. He gazed all around, but no wifey he found. So he said, where can
yes, summertime in St. Louis. And Kelly, I went in the Arch 3 weeks ago for the first time since I was a young lad. And even though people told me it was closed, it was not closed. The actual Arch was not only was it not closed, it was busy, and it was really cool. Until about 10 seconds before they put you in that pod, and they say, well, if anybody is claustrophobic, you may not want to ride to the top. Everybody immediately became claustrophobic. And we ran panicky up to the top. But the Arch is a gem, and we are fortunate to have it.
And I think, people who live here, they know it's here, so they can go anytime, but it's just, but we don't sometimes.
Go up in it, so that then when someone asks you when the last time you were up, you can go do that. And that gem is only going to get better because they're going to make the Arch grounds better, and there's some exciting news going on. Joining us now to talk about that is Ryan McClure, Communications Director for the City Arch River 2015 Foundation. That's quite a title. Ryan, welcome to McGraw Live in the Morning. How are you?
Thanks, Scott and Kelly, for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, we are excited, and not only to have you, but to hear the news that there's progress going on downtown. It's a wonderful, beautiful gem of a piece of property down there, and you guys are going to make it better this weekend. Tell us about it.
That's right, Scott. There's a lot of progress going on right now with the City Arch River project, which is really a complete transformation of the Arch grounds and its surrounding areas. So this weekend, MoDOT crews are going to be shutting down I-44 next to the Arch. It's I-44 that used to be I-70 for everybody trying to keep track. And they're going to be putting 40 14-ton, 100-foot-long girders across the highway. So what people are going to be seeing is the structure for the park over the highway that for the first time ever is going to physically connect the Gateway Arch to the city that it represents. The Arch, almost immediately after it was completed in 1965, was severed from St. Louis by I-70 that surrounds it. So for the first time ever, we're going to be able to physically connect it, and people are going to see that taking shape this weekend.
It's very exciting. I was down there a couple weeks ago, and I saw some of the preparations for that as they were doing a reenactment of the I think the Lewis and Clark or the founding of St. Louis. I think they had guys that were dressed up like Laclede and some of these other people. And I noticed that they had drained some of the reservoirs down there. And I said to myself, you know what? This is actually really going to be happening, and it's very exciting.
That's right. The two reflecting ponds on the north and the south side, they have drained those, and that's part of the preparations for the construction that's going to start on the actual Arch grounds in about a month. So those ponds are going to right now. Unfortunately, they don't really reflect like they're supposed to because they're usually covered with algae. So after this renovation, those just one of the many benefits that we're getting. Those reflecting ponds are actually going to reflect the glorious Gateway Arch. So construction there is going to start in about a month. But as everyone can see, the construction on the park over the highway and the roadway improvements and the riverfront is underway right now.
Speaking of water and the pond and everything, the flooding, are there any flooding issues that is helping with the construction?
Well, if the crest reaches where it is supposed to on Saturday, which last time I checked was about 33, they will have to. They'll be able to continue construction on the riverfront, but they'll have to move south between Poplar and Choteau and work in that area. But the area between the Grand Staircase and Poplar, they'll have to stop working because of high water there. But I'm glad you brought that up, Kelly, because it's important to note that one of the key components of the riverfront renovation is to raise Lenore K. Sullivan Boulevard there by about 2.5 feet on average, so that it will flood less often. So if the river level reached what it's forecasted to this weekend, after this project is done, the riverfront wouldn't be flooded. So that's a great illustration of why we're doing what we're doing on that part of the project.
Ryan McClure, Communications Director, City Arch River 2015 Foundation. Now, Ryan, the girders are leading to the main sort of connection between the old courthouse area and the arch grounds. What should people that are either going to watch some of this construction or can see the final product of this initial phase, what are they going to be looking forward to going forward? What do these girders mean? What are they going to look like?
So these are really, really large girders that are they're being trucked in on the highway, and there's 40 of them. So there's many, many trucks, as you can imagine, that are bringing them in. But what these girders are going to do that they're laying across the highway are going to form the structure of the park over the highway. And people can watch this happening this weekend, starting Friday night through Saturday, on our webcams at cityarchriver.org. Just go to our construction page there, and you can see the live webcams. But you could also come down to the arch grounds. Scott, as you mentioned, the arch grounds are open. The arch is open, and people can come visit. So if you're around this weekend and you want to go to the arch and see this great construction, definitely come down. Just kind of pay attention to the detours, which you can find on MoDOT's website for the highway closure.
The arch is extremely cool. We're fortunate to have it, and a lot of people from out of town go right there, and a lot of folks don't use it and utilize it, the local people, as much. One of the coolest things about sort of going down and seeing all the museums and all the history at the arch itself is the biography, sort of the documentary of how they made the arch. Are you guys planning on making a similar documentary about how you're fixing the arch grounds?
Yeah, and you're referring to Monument to a Dream that's shown in one of the theaters in the Visitor Center at the Arch, and that's a great, great film made by Guggenheim. We're doing our best right now to document everything that's going on through pictures and these webcams that we have all over the place that are going to be able to time-lapse the construction and everything that's happening. And we're working with local media, too, I know KMOV just did a special documentary on this, on the project a couple weeks ago. So we're doing our best to document what's happening because it is historic.
It's very historic. It's very cool. Kelly, we got to get Channel 5 to do one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ryan McClure, City Arch River 2015 Foundation, cityarchriver.org for anybody that's interested in the webcams. Is that the website?
Yes, it's cityarchriver.org, and just go to the construction page, and our webcams are there. We've got multiple cams going where you can see construction.
Outstanding. It's actually happening. Ryan McClure, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Scott and Kelly. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Got it. All right, there you go. Ryan McClure. It's happening, Kelly.
Wow.
It's all happening.
It's a really wonderful
Hit
project.
that Channel 5 down there.
We've been covering stories of it.
We know. All right, let's take ourselves a break. When we come back, more McGraw Live in the morning. This is a big